In a modest neighborhood, nestled between rows of brick houses, lived Ethan, a quiet teenager with a burning passion for music. His family, originally from a small town in the Midwest, had moved to the city years ago, chasing the promise of a better life. Ethan's parents, like many in the conservative community, held a clear vision of their son's future, a future they believed would be secured only by becoming a doctor or an engineer. From a young age, Ethan's path seemed set. His father, a man of few words, spent long hours at work, saving every penny to ensure Ethan could attend the best schools. His mother, while more nurturing, also echoed the same dreams for her son. Their hopes rested on his academic success, believing it was the only way to gain respect and stability in a world that often felt alien to them. But Ethan's heart beat to a different rhythm. While his parents dreamed of white coats and engineering degrees, Ethan dreamed of music, of strumming his guitar, of melodies that could move hearts, and of stages where he could pour out his soul. Music was his escape, his passion, his everything. At night, when the world slept, Ethan would retreat to his room, his fingers dancing over the strings of his guitar, creating melodies that seemed to speak of dreams yet to be fulfilled. He knew his parents wouldn't understand, so he kept his passion hidden, practicing in secret and pouring his heart into songs that only the night could hear. As he grew older, Ethan's talent blossomed. He began uploading his music online, and slowly, a small following emerged. Encouraged by the support of strangers who saw in him what his parents could not, Ethan's confidence grew. But with every step forward, the shadow of his parents' expectations loomed large, a constant reminder of the path they had set for him. One day, fate intervened. A local music festival was looking for new talent, and Ethan, emboldened by the growing support for his music, decided to take a chance. He knew the risks his parents would never approve, and if they found out, it could mean the end of his musical dreams. But the pull of the stage was too strong, the need to prove himself too great. When his parents discovered his plans, their disappointment was palpable. They couldn't understand why their son, who had so much potential, would throw it all away for something as fleeting as music. Out of a mix of concern and anger, they decided to attend the festival, convinced that once he failed, Ethan would see the futility of his dreams and return to the path they had laid out for him. The day of the festival arrived. Ethan stood backstage, his heart pounding in his chest. This was his moment, the culmination of years of secret practice and hidden dreams. As he stepped onto the stage, the bright lights and expectant faces in the crowd almost overwhelmed him. But then he saw his parents, standing at the back, their faces stern and unsmiling, and something inside him clicked. With a deep breath, Ethan began to play. The first notes were tentative, but as the music flowed, so did his confidence. The crowd fell silent, captivated by the raw emotion and skill in his performance. Each note seemed to carry a piece of his soul, telling the story of a boy torn between duty and dreams, between the love for his parents and the need to follow his heart. When the final note faded, there was a moment of profound silence, and then the crowd erupted into applause, rising to their feet in a standing ovation. Ethan stood on stage, overwhelmed by the response, his heart soaring. But as he scanned the crowd for his parents, he saw them turn and quietly leave, their faces unreadable. The walk home was silent. His parents said nothing, neither in praise nor in condemnation. It was as if the performance had never happened, as if the standing ovation was just another fleeting moment, lost in the currents of time. But Ethan didn't need their words. That night, as he lay in bed, he realized something important. His journey was his own. His parents might never understand, might never accept his choice, but he knew what he was meant to do. And so, he continued, driven by a quiet determination. Years passed, and Ethan's star continued to rise. His music reached people across the world, earning him fame and wealth beyond his wildest dreams. He never stopped caring for his parents, buying them a beautiful home, ensuring they lived in comfort. But despite all he did, they never acknowledged his success, never spoke of his music. Yet, Ethan found peace in his journey. He knew that success wasn't about gaining approval from others. It was about staying true to oneself, about following the path that felt right, even when it led away from those you loved. His name became known worldwide, his music celebrated, but in his heart, he remained the boy who played the guitar in the quiet of the night, chasing a dream that only he could see. And so, Ethan's story became one of quiet rebellion, of love and loss, of finding one's own path in a world that often tries to dictate your steps. He knew his parents would never fully accept his choice, but he had made peace with that. He had chosen his strings of freedom, and through them, he found his place in the world.